Let's look at another example for the product management resume. It's ineffective to just list your role as product manager and have a long list of tasks that you had as a product manager. For example, helped launch new app features, not specific enough. Did market research for product updates. What type of research? What did you find out? This is too generic. Worked with engineering teams on product roadmap. Be more clear. What's the business impact of that? Responsible for user stories and requirements. That's a task. Of course, that's what you did. All product managers are expected to do that. What's the value that you created? Communicated with stakeholders. Similar. These are all generic responsibilities without clear metrics, business impact. No show of complexity, scale, scope. A more effective way is to start with your title. What clearly did you do? This says Senior Product Manager for Mobile Applications. And it describes the work as led cross-functional team of 12 to launch 3 new app features, increasing monthly active users by 28% in 4 months. Very clear metrics, show of impact and leadership. Then, conducted user interviews with 45 plus customers and analyzed metrics for 1.2 million products. And it says directly influencing product roadmap. This shows scale, impact. Then the third one, prioritized backlog of 200 plus feature requests using data-driven decision framework, reducing development cycles by 15%. All of these are specific metrics and outcomes and demonstrates leadership principles and impact. That's how you want to describe your work. And similarly, when describing the kind of technical skills that you have or methodologies and tools that you've used, be very clear. Don't just have generic words like identification of customer pain points or mobile application strategy. Be very clear as to what tools you've worked with. This would matter for the ATS. For example, product analytics, you've used Amplitude, Mixpanel, Google Analytics. Or in project management, you could say you've used the Agile Scrum methodology, Jira, and the likes. And for your technical knowledge, you want to list the actual technologies that you've worked with. You also want to show your achievements in a very clear, quantifiable results. For example, instead of saying something like coordinated between design, development, and marketing teams, you could say something like improved or increased or reduced. What actual work did you do? What's the result? This one says reduced churn by 18% by implementing NPS feedback loop and targeted feature improvements. That shows impact. It shows that you could take data, you could take feedback and make improvements on products based on that. Similarly, let's consider the operations management resume. Especially in operations management, you want to show clear business impact. Typically, it may be difficult to turn things like management or process improvements into quantifiable business results. So if you are in operations management, you want to pay attention to these examples. It's ineffective to say things like, I was responsible for inventory management across multiple locations. How many locations? What did you do in inventory management? Be more clear, show clear metrics. And then continues in an ineffective way saying, worked with vendors to ensure timely delivery of products. How many vendors? Is it across multiple countries and time zones? Show complexity, show the level of impact that you've made. In an effective way, you would say, managed inventory for 5 distribution centers with $12 million in monthly throughput. Or optimized vendor relationships that decreased lead times across 15 key suppliers. Or executed cost-saving initiatives that resulted in $340,000 annual reduction in carrying costs. These are strong action verbs with quantifiable results that shows clear business impact. You also especially want to show your technical expertise. Sometimes it's hard to expect an operations management person to have a lot of technical skills. But if you're going to be working in a technical company, you want to show technical skills because you would interact daily with these technologies. You want to say something like inventory management systems. What type have you worked with? SAP, Oracle, SCM, and the likes. Or process optimization like Lean Six Sigma. Be very clear and direct about the tools, methodologies, and industry platforms that you've worked with. You also want to show leadership principles. What projects have you led and what's the value that you create by working on those products? For example, you led cross-functional team of 8 in implementing automated reordering systems while navigating complex legacy integrations and maybe compliance issues. Or decrease stock out by 35% through data-driven inventory management and planning across 3 regions. Things like that. You want to show that you align with the leadership principles and the values of the company you're applying to. Overall, make sure that your resume mirrors the job description and is aligned to the values and principles of the company you're applying to.